Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. We got new Saviors of Uldum cards, some pretty interesting ones. Kick it off with the new Mage Quest. It is Raid the Sky Temple. We got Reno Jackson over there, and he's stealing stuff. I guess that's what they do, kind of. It's, again, one of these new type of quests that are pretty easy to play out in most type of decks. Yes, 10 spells might seem like a lot, but it's really not. Mage just naturally ends up playing a lot of spells. You don't really hear about those minion mage decks very much. Okay, outside of Giants Mage right now, I suppose. But any other mage deck can complete this quest. If you're playing more of like a casino-style mage deck, you're going to be able to complete the quest very quickly. And it is, again, a hero power auto-completion quest. So unlike the original quest that we got a few years back, these quests automatically basically give you the reward. They don't give you like a card in your hand you have to play. You just immediately get the Ascendant Scroll hero power, which basically gives you kind of like Primordial Glyph. Primordial Glyph is the old card from Ungaro, a very powerful mage card. You discover a spell and you reduce its cost by 2. Now, the Raid the Sky Temple hero power that you get, the quest reward, is kind of that. You don't get to discover a spell. You just end up with one spell and it has the discount. So it's a lot worse than Primordial Glyph in that sense, but it's a hero power. You get to do it every single turn. Now, in my experience, I have played a ton of mage. I'm not talking about just constructed mage. I've played tons of mage in Arena. I've played tons of mage in, Dalaran Heist, all the adventures, Dungeon Run. You name it. I've played it. I can tell you that the mage hero power to do 1 damage to something is really valuable throughout the entire game, particularly in the mid game or so. Now, while this hero power upgrade might be very good, the fact that it can be very difficult to control when you replace it, I think is going to make the card a bit difficult to use. Not necessarily bad, but certainly difficult to use. Like, you might play like 8 spells or something, and then it might not be a good time to lose your 1 damage hero power, and you might need to play some spells to actually stay in the game. So the fact that you get this like random reward, randomly timed reward in some cases, might be a little problematic, I would say. I think the card is pretty good, but I wouldn't lose my mind over its power level, though people that like to play Casino Mage have certainly found new real estate for their casino, I guess. This is Casino Mage. It's just Quest Mage is going to be synonymous with Casino Mage moving forward, so you guys have that to look forward to. Next card we got is Bees, in caps, that is, not just small bees, high alert giant bees, I suppose. It's a druid spell, 3 mana, and you choose a minion and you summon 4 1/1 bees to attack it. So that's pretty interesting. You're going to need a little bit of board space to actually use this removal, but it's a pretty strong removal. You're talking about like, better than like Shadow Bolt level stuff, 3 mana, 4 damage effect. That's a pretty fair effect. But with bees, it being minions, there's a lot of synergies. Bees also does very well to get through cards that have Divine Shield. So if they have like 3 health and Divine Shield, Bees will actually kill it. How about that? So it's very good in that sense. And because they are minions that are doing the killing, there's a lot of synergy. Now, some of these synergies are better than the others, but just at the top of my head, I got a few for you guys today, so we can kind of get an understanding of the power level of the card. I'm sure certainly not all of these synergies will be popularized in constructed decks, but there's so many and they seem pretty good that I think the likelihood that a few of them end up sticking is relatively high. So first up we have Floop's Glorious Gloop. Now, Blizzard has really done a lot to remove like mana cheating and mana accelerants because they kind of fuel too many combos. With Floop's Glorious Gloop, you can bees, and if the bees kill the target that you're hitting, you basically net 1 mana on top of getting these cards for free. You do Gloop for 1, bees for 3, and then 4 bees killing a 4 health thing. That's 5 things that have died. So, maybe it might be possible that you have some extreme mana cheated turns through this combination of cards that enable you to play some combos that actually kill your opponent. That's entirely possible. For card draw, we have Cult Master. Cult Master has been kind of on the sidelines of Constructed. It hasn't really been on the forefront, but it is still a very strong card. It's quite menacing in most arena decks I have found, especially when people know how to use it right. And if you play Cult Master and bees, you're going to kill something and draw 4 cards. That is a huge amount of card draw. Now imagine you can even do Cult Master double bees. You can do Cult Master, sacrifice what you have on the board, and then bees. You know, there's just a lot of card draw that is possible. This is a pretty strong combo, but again, right now, most of the Druid decks that run a lot of small minions that could fuel a Cult Master are typically playing tokens where you'd want to do some face damage. So even though it's a very strong combination, it's going to be a different type of Druid deck that's going to use this combo. So which one is going to be? I don't know. Another synergy is Raid Leader. So Raid Leader, again, has been a bit on the sidelines. I have seen some token Druid decks with Raid Leader, and it's certainly a decent card. Because the bees spawned are minions, an effect like Raid Leader would actually make them into 2/1 bees, which will make it so you can actually do 8 damage with a 3-cost bees. And if playing a Raid Leader doesn't really hurt your deck, and right now in Token Druid, I think it's almost good enough. So, you know, it might just be pushed over the top with bees being a card. It's possible. That Raid Leader is going to do some work in that type of deck. It's possible. And the last synergy I have for you guys with bees is Knife Juggler. This is probably going to be the most popular one, particularly because you're going to pick a really high HP target for the bees, so the Knife Juggler can just wreak havoc on everything else. And Knife Juggler, again, it's been a little bit on the sidelines in Token Druid, but it's certainly been on the forefront in a lot of other tempo-based decks, so I feel the deck can easily be adjusted to include this combination of cards, maybe even some of the others as well. Last card for you guys today is Weaponized Wasp. I guess we're getting a bees, wasps, whatever kind of theme happening right now. I don't know if there's going to be more of them. Who knows? There might be. This is a Shaman card. It's a 3-cost, 3/3 beast. It's a pretty weak statted card, but the battle cry is if you control a lackey, you deal 3 damage. And you might be thinking, well, you know, lackeys, I guess they're pretty good. I guess you play lackeys and shaman. That's right, you can play lackeys and shaman. And the main thing that I think fuels this card, obviously the lackeys help, but it's actually the Shaman Quest. The Shaman Quest that I covered in the card review just the other day features the mechanic of playing tons of battle cry things, because the Shaman Quest gives you, once completed, gives you a hero power that doubles all the battle cries for a single turn. So you can play a bunch of double battle cry lackeys and then play a double battle cry weaponized wasp. Dealing 6 to something, that's no joke. Getting a minion at the end of it, that's insanely good. So I think this card is quite good on its own, but its real success is going to be tied to Quest Shaman and that theme. And, well, I think it's looking pretty good, but it's going to need still a bit more help before we can really give a final judgment on that power level. For now, hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.